video I made where there was no sound. My fault. What I wanted to say was that the organism causing morgellons and the colony collapse disorder in honeybees, in my opinion, is the cotton fibre. It was discovered in 1983 as being motile and worm-like by a group of scientists who studied it for 8 years and reported their findings in a science journal. They called it Hydatoxi Lualba. This was subsequently disproved by a group of parasitologists who recorded their findings in the Lancet, who said it was in fact an artifact of cotton, a cotton fibre. They were both right, in fact, it was a cotton fibre and it did have worm-like properties. We move on to 1995 when Monsanto genetically enhanced the cotton plant with bacteria to give it resistance against the bollworm. This was planted throughout North America and abroad, and as a result it caused colony collapse disorder in the honeybees and morgellons disease in humans. The reason being, in my opinion, is the bacteria that the plant was crossed with gave the fibres the ability to reproduce. They actually split like bacteria and form new fibres. I've observed this. They also get into the human body, and due to the bacteria's ability to laterally transfer DNA, adapts itself and hides from the immune system and eventually overcomes the immune system. In my opinion, it enters the body through the hair follicle. An early test for the disease is to remove a hair from the head and check the root. If it's black, distended and gooey, you've likely got the disease. It starts in the hair and you have no symptoms. That can go on for some time, and it then moves into the skin when the symptoms start, the skin crawling, etc. Lesions. People start finding strange fibres coming from the lesions. Take it to doctors and the like, and they think it's just cotton, which it is. And then in a later stage, years later, it moves into the internal organs in your stomach. It overwhelms you, which is down to me right now. It's in my kidneys, it's also in my stomach. I pass them in my stool, in my urine. I've had these analysed by doctors. They say they're made of protein, they say they're casts from the bladder, they think they're just casts from the bowels, but they're still there and there's thousands of them, and they're definitely the cotton fibre. I've made videos of the cotton fibre on my website, the website you're visiting now. I spoke to Monsanto. The press officer told me, in his opinion, the DNA of the fibre was not changed when they genetically modified the plant. That's his exact words, and he says he believes if it was motile before, it was certainly motile before they changed the plant. And another fact is that honeybees frequent cotton plants. I read a quote saying that without honeybees there'll be no more cotton. The honeybee is our canary in the mine shaft. And the fact is that it's the fibre that's killing the honeybee. It's getting into their bodies and killing them. A lot of the videos posted, the web pictures on the web show dead honeybees with fibres on their bodies. So, these facts to consider. The reason why the scientists have been unable to find this in our bodies with blood tests and the like is because they're looking for animals, and what you get is mineral, plant, animal, and now you get something altogether different. It's a combination of both of the latter ones. Dr. Brewer said after his 8-year study, when he named it Hydatoxi Lualba, he said the right GMs a blood stain test used in humans to detect parasites did not detect it, but the Toluidine Blue O stain test did detect it. I'm recording. Sorry about that. So they're the main facts, yeah. And it's making me very ill. Other symptoms is your hair moves. It feels like every individual hair has a life of its own. I believe that's due to the fibre residing in the hair follicle. And as I say, the hair root being black, distended and gooey, sticks to anything, especially paper. Stick it to paper, lift the paper up, it dries off in the paper and break off in the paper. And the timeline is perfect. I mean, 95 they genetically modified the plant, and since then, shortly after that, morgellons, my symptoms started from 96. A lot of other people's as well, and honeybee colony collapse disorder started after the genetic modification of the cotton plant as well. As I say, they're in my kidneys now, and they're all through my intestines and my internal organs, and I'm just concerned they might get to my brain. I get terrible headaches as well, but I'm genuinely concerned that I might not have long ago with this disease, and there'll be no cure or treatment for this anyway. It would take years for them to research a treatment and a cure for this disease. It's so new and novel. But like I say, the investigations they do at the moment, when they check the blood stains for parasites, they're looking for animals, insects, bugs. They're not looking for a plant. They're not looking for cotton fibre. And if they find it, they'll overlook it. And when they're analysing the fibres in my urine, and there's lots of them, and in my stool, thousands of them, they're coming back with statements. It's made of protein, it might be a cast from the bladder, it might be something else. They just overlook it. They don't see it as a likely threat, but that's exactly what it is. Like I say, due to the fact that it was crossed with bacteria, Bacillus thuringiensis, I think it was, agrobacterium has the ability to exchange DNA laterally with a human T cell, and possibly horizontally as well. This was by Vitaly Sadovsky, a scientist who reported that in 2008. I wrote a report speculating as much as well in 2007, www.anticoil1.wordpress.com, in which I ventured an estimate that it was a nematode bacterial component causing the disease, but I was unaware of the cotton fibre until now, that is. So I hope this information helps you in some way. I'm still facing brick walls when it comes to getting any kind of recognition for the disease. Like I say, in my body, it's gone from the skin and the hair, and it's now in my organs and in my intestines as well. And that's I think that's the terminal stage of the disease, and it is a plague being visited on humanity by Monsanto, and it's killing our honeybees, which are responsible for the pollination of about 2/3 of our crops. And I think it's important to point out that a lot of these honeybees dying are in the US, where they have a lot of cotton planted. We don't seem to have so much of a problem here in the UK, where we don't plant cotton. But cotton is so pervasive anyway. I believe that most people are infected. I've checked members of my family, neighbours, they have the problem hair root, the black distended gooey hair root, and some other health problems as well, some of them. But I believe that majority of people are infected, and once it does what it does with DNA and gets by the immune system, it moves into your skin, and eventually it moves into your intestines, and it runs wild. It just overwhelms you through your whole body. So thanks very much for listening. Sorry about the video I posted without the sound. Thank you, and good health, and I hope you don't suffer too much like I do. Thank you, bye.